Hi geeks, it's Puddy here for a place to hang your cape, and today we're going to be talking about Closet Cosplay. With Fashion Week coming up, we thought it'd be fun to do something a little bit related, and we kind of thought it'd be fun to bring a little bit of geeky and a bit of cosplay into Fashion Week. So we're going to be talking about Closet Cosplay. Closet cosplay can be defined in many different ways. It really depends on who you speak to, but the definition that I found that I was most comfortable going with was a costume made up of clothing that was purchased or found in your closet. Involves little to no alteration of the clothing. I was quite comfortable with this because I like to consider closet cosplay as something you can wear in day to day, something that's maybe based on a canon casual outfit that the character has, such as when Steve Rogers and Natasha Romanoff are trying to go undercover in Winter Soldier by just putting on a cap and sunglasses in a true comic book way. Or a outfit based on kind of the colours and the aesthetics of that general character. And I quite like that definition because I feel like that really is the closest thing to a closet. It's something that you own, it's something made of regular clothes. However, some people do tend to include any form of cosplay that includes like ordinary clothing. So say for me, Mavis from Hotel Transylvania, which I may throw up a picture here if I can find one. Or even characters that do tend to just wear generally normal clothes, anything that isn't, armor or, a hand-sewn fabric costume or has props. People tend to kind of lump in with closet cosplay, and I think that's entirely down to you to decide how you define it. But for me, I would just say something that is from your wardrobe rather than any costumes that involve regular clothing, if that makes sense. So I just wanted to start with some of the benefits of closet cosplay in my mind. Firstly, I would say that it's cheaper. Not always, don't get me wrong, as with cosplay you can spend a bunch of money on anything, but in general, in my experience, I've found it to be cheaper because you're not buying tons of fabric by the meter, you're not buying tons of foam, you don't have to worry about paint, so you could do this on a much tighter budget than regular cosplay, I don't know, and I think it's quite, in that aspect, quite good for beginners. It's also substantially easier because you could put together an entire cosplay from just things that you can buy or find or borrow, and I think that lends itself much more to people who are just dabbling in cosplay or people who are cosplaying on a budget. It's also less time consuming because you don't have to spend the hours and hours patterning and cutting and sewing something or trying to figure out how to glue something together or waiting for paint to dry. You can just pull something together last minute if you're going to an event, and that's great. It's a lot more comfortable. That is something that a lot of people don't, I feel, talk about enough about cosplay, is that it's actually really difficult. It's uncomfortable, everything's heavy, you get hot or you're freezing, depending on the time of year and how much of an idiot you are and what costume you've chosen. And it can be really difficult, so I think sometimes having a closet cosplay can be a real comfort. I know I found it that way when I did Rin Matsuoka from Iwatobi Swim Club. I really enjoyed that. I know it's called free, don't come for me, I know it's called free, but when I say free people get confused. I cosplayed him and it was basically a pair of like swim leggings and a black t-shirt and a sports jacket, and it was so comfortable, it changed my life. The last benefit of closet cosplay in my mind is that you're able to wear it really subtly, so there's many more events where you could do closet cosplay. So for example, if you've got like quite a casual dress code, you could even wear closet cosplay to work, you could wear it to school, you could wear it out on the weekends with your friends, so you could have like a day out with your friends where you all do closet cosplays of Avengers or of one thing, and you could go and take pictures and hang out. And it wouldn't have to be a really obvious like photo shoot scenario. You wouldn't have to be, if you're conscious about being like stared at in public being in cosplay, you'd be able to be much more blendable in with other people. And I think it then means that you have the option to cosplay every day if you want to, which we all know I would if I could. And you can cosplay in any situation, and I think that can only be a benefit, let's be honest. So finally getting down to my 5 tips for closet cosplay. Tip number 1 is to do your research. When you choose a character, have a look through your source material, whether that be a comic book, an anime, a TV show, a movie, a game, wherever your source material for that character is, have a proper dig through that source material and see if they have any canon casual outfits that you could copy or take inspiration from that can give you an idea of their vibe, their fashion sense, and any particular items that you'd really want to have to pull this cosplay together. Number 2, if they don't have any canon casual outfits and you're not wanting to do the full cosplay, you could always take an inspired look at their outfit. So for example, you could create an outfit based on the shapes or the colours of that character and their general aesthetic. For example, you could Google Disney bounding for some really great inspiration for this. People are great for coming up with park-friendly outfits that are based on the character that they want to be and that give you a more creative way of becoming that character than just putting on the whole outfit, having to instead draw out what you think are the most important details or the things that make you most identifiable. I myself did a lot of Disney bounding on my holiday last year, and I took a lot of just taking the colour palette of the character and any specific shapes that I thought would help. So for Snow White I wore a peplum top because I liked the shape of that, and I wanted the puffed sleeves on my top because that was something that I felt was a really big part of her outfit, or having the correct length of skirt. That can really help you to hint at who the character is you're trying to create. Otherwise, you could always create an outfit that you feel just matches their aesthetic. So if you're taking a character who has a full outfit, cosplay outfit that you wouldn't want to wear, but it's mostly made of leather, they wear a lot of black, they have studs in their outfit, they wear heavy makeup, then you could just do, for example, a black punk-based outfit. You could have lots of studs, you could wear a leather biker jacket with studs, you could wear lots of black and put some fishnets and some heavy makeup. You can take a lot of artistic liberty with putting together an outfit that you feel that character would wear and that matches their aesthetic, and I think that can be a really creative process. Tip number 3 is to have a look in charity shops. Charity shops can be your best friend for something like this, and I would even recommend them for full cosplays if I'm being honest. You can find some great things in there that you can pull apart for the fabric, or jewellery that you could use for things, but especially for Closet Cosplay, and if you're looking to do this on a budget, you can find so many things that can suit characters in a charity shop for a fraction of the price you would pay online. Otherwise, you can always use eBay or Facebook Marketplace. You'd be amazed at the things that people are letting go. Number 4 is to pick some details that you really think will help to refine your costume and to help clarify who it is that you're cosplaying as. For example, if you were doing a Captain America Closet Cosplay, you could look for a shield handbag that would help to confirm who it is that you're cosplaying. Or when I did Snow White, going back to that, for Disney World I had a red apple necklace, and if I could have found one, I don't think I had the chance, I would have got the red bow as well. Just the small details that you really think will just point out who it is that you're being. Lastly, and most importantly, tip number 5 is to have fun with it. The idea of Closet Cosplay and cosplay in general is to enjoy yourself, and I think we all get a little bit hung up sometimes with it being perfect or having to be exactly like the character. For Closet Cosplay in particular, the point is to put your own spin on it and to enjoy yourself, and to not have the pressures of creating the entire cosplay from scratch and putting the time and the money into it. So just have fun with it and vibe with what you know about the character and what you think works for them, and the things that you like about that character and the things that you want to hone in on about them. At the end of the day, if you're enjoying yourself, you're completely doing it right anyway. So just go for it, get your crazy creative on and have the best time. That's all our tips for today. But we're not done with Fashion Week. If you head over to our Instagram, which will be linked below, and I'll probably put it here if I can work out some fancy video editing, we'll be featuring 5 cosplay submissions that we received of examples of Closet Cosplay that we just love. So head over there to see those. Thank you for joining me for today's video. If you've enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up and leave us a comment with your own tips. What is your best tip for Closet Cosplay? Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next time. Bye guys.